Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I hope everyone's having a positive and productive day. I'm Kel with the Planner Aisle, and today I'm reviewing the May Deluxe subscription by 8Lotus and sharing all the ways you can use what's inside. This is the 9th sub box by 8Lotus, and if you watch my other videos, you know this is personally my favorite subscription box for functional planners. Their boxes are really well balanced in terms of the types of items we get, and most of what's been included so far I've used in my planning routine at some point or another. I'm assuming we'll get more spring-themed items for May, so super excited to see what they've sent this month. Make sure to stick around until the end for my final thoughts, and as always, feel free to leave me a comment below with any questions or topics you'd like for me to include in my next video. Without further ado, let's hop in. So first we have our vellum card that details what's in the box. If you're a deluxe subscriber, you'll get all 3 categories, and for classic subscribers, you'll get the first 2 categories. Next we have a thank you card, the May horizontal card, and a journaling card that says every day may not be good, but there is something good in every day. They send these cards with each box and each order you place on their website. Then, for deluxe subscribers, you have the planner accessories pack. Each pack comes with the monthly intention card, 3 matching journaling cards, 3 smaller cards, and a large date card. It also unveils the theme and colorway for the box. This month, it looks like we're getting a spring floral theme with light pinks and reds. Looking at the intention card first, here our intentions are bloom with the season, declutter my to-do list, and enjoy seasonal foods, and that sits over top a white background with pink orchids and a sort of faded print design. So right off the bat, I love the colors this month. The pink florals are what I thought we would get in April's box, and it's such a perfect nod to springtime. I also like that the pink isn't too bright and it blends really well with neutrals. The matching cards are very minimal and can be a great way to add some motivating words to your agenda without using additional decor. The 3 photo cards this month also blend nicely with the theme color. We have a print of clouds at sunset, a crescent moon, and a street view in Paris. And then we have the May date card. I use these in my main planner to write any deadlines or important dates. The intention cards live in my main agenda as well, and I love opening up to a different card each month. It keeps my setup fresh, and they're nice little reminders to have, especially in the morning when you're prepping for your day. Next, we have 4 dashboards. They used to send 2 in the classic box and 4 in the deluxe, but it looks like they're including all 4 with the classic subscription now, which is great for classic subscribers, especially at the $35 price point. First, we have the Woman Contour Dashboard. This is a smooth, heavyweight white cardstock with a silhouette of a woman's face drawn in black pen stroke on the front and the back. So I have mixed feelings about this. I love silhouette drawings. I think they turn out to be some of the most beautiful and natural depictions of beauty. This one though feels a little bit more on the caricature side as opposed to the smooth line silhouettes I usually gravitate to. What I love about this though is the art itself. If you trace the line, this is drawn using 1 pen stroke, which is insane to me. It always amazes me just how talented artists are. The fact that not only did someone think to draw a face using 1 line, but the fact that it came out looking like this just blows my mind. I also love the simplicity here. There's no colors, no words, just a simple face in this flowy design. Definitely not something I've seen before in a dashboard. I think this would be great to use pretty much anywhere in your agenda, but I see this working nicely in maybe your home agendas where you track your personal tasks or self-care routines. So if you have an area where you're tracking your skincare or beauty routines, for example, this could be a cute cover for that section. Because it's so simple in its design, this would also be a perfect dashboard to use as an inbox. Maybe layer some sticky notes on the front, and you can even use it to house page flags or house reminders or other important information that you may need to reference. I don't have any plans to use this at the moment, and while I don't love the overall look, I appreciate the art and the minimal design here. I think this will be a dashboard a lot of people will end up loving. Next is the monthly vellum cover. We get a different design style of the monthly cover each month. This one is the same style as February's, so if you liked that one, you'll like this one as well. For me, although I rarely use monthly covers, I do like the simplicity of this one, especially compared to their busier styles like we got in March, and the thin transparent vellum pairs really nice over top abstract or more colorful backgrounds. I don't use these in my planning routine, but if you enjoy separating your months or if you like highlighting the month in your agendas, then this is a low-key and functional way to do so. Next is our seasonal dashboard. This is a spring orchid dashboard. It's a smooth, heavyweight cardstock with a similar design as to what we saw on our intention card. The background is a very light pink, and here the orchid is a lot more of a vibrant, crisp color. You can really see the texture of the flower, and the pinks and reds pop off the page, giving almost a sort of 3D feel. You also have the design on the front and back, which they've been doing the past few months. So this is a beautiful dashboard and it fits the spring theme to a T. And I love how they did a half print here with the orchids. It gives you that springtime feel without being too flowery, if that makes sense. And the background has a slight ombre feel to it, which just adds to the depth of the photo. Florals won't be for everyone. It's definitely one of the more love it or hate it decor patterns, but I think they really pulled it off here. It comes paired with the bloom at your own pace dashboard, and similar to the monthly, this is another semi-transparent vellum. On the front, you have bloom in all lowercase and a larger text, and at your own pace printed smaller down the side. So I like the orchid dashboard by itself, but I love these paired together. They look so good and it really completes the look of both. You'll also notice the slight color change with this layered over the other. It almost changes the pink and red to a mauve-ish colorway with cream undertones, making it blend in that much better with other colors you may already have in your planner. The messaging is short and simple and just a beautiful way to say hello to spring. I rotate the seasonal dashboards they send in the front of my main agenda, and I'll end up doing the same with this one. I usually keep my default vellum dashboard in the front to layer over whatever the seasonal design is, but for May, I'm going to use both of these instead. I'm absolutely in love with this combo, and I can't wait until May 1st to switch it out along with the intention card. Such a beautiful set and a great way to say hello to May. Next, we have our monthly inserts. Each month they send 4 for us to try out, which is fantastic. They did change the packaging up this month. Usually we have 4 separate packs, but for May, we just have 1 large pack with all of them combined and then a cover page that lists what the 4 inserts are. This month, our inserts are daily half-hour grid, meal planner, medication log, and double list inserts. So starting with the daily half-hour grid first, here we have 15 sheets front and back, so 30 pages total. At the top, you have a line to write your day of the week, followed by a large grid with time slots from 7 to 10. So right off the bat, I'm so glad that these have half-hour blocks. I've seen so many dailies and weekly layouts with hour slots, and those just don't work for me. I like the ability to break apart your schedule into 30-minute chunks, and if you're in a meeting-heavy role like me, half-hour blocks are pretty much essential. I also like the span of time on this one from 7 to 10. A lot of dailies start at 6 and go to midnight, which for me leaves a lot of dead space that I just don't use. Dailies in general aren't really my go-to. I just don't have a use for them all that often. Most of my day-to-day planning I manage on my weekly layout, and if I do have a day where I'm super busy, then I'll just use my notebook, but a lot of people really benefit from having a dedicated page for each day in their agenda. Looking at the layout here, this is a really basic, simple design. You don't have any pre-made sections for priorities or to-dos or notes. They leave it completely open so you can block things off as you wish. I do like simple layouts, but I would have liked to see a little variation here for each time block, maybe a blank section or a lined area or something to break up the grid a bit, just so you'd have a little more visual interest. But I do think this is a great insert. It's very practical, and for those who like dailies, this is a solid option. Next, we have a set of meal plan inserts. There's 15 sheets, which makes 14 weeks total. First is the cover page, and then flipping over, you have your meal planner. There's a row with 4 blank boxes for each day of the week, with a column for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. On the right, you have your grocery list. There are 6 sections total, with 9 lines in each, and a dial to check off when you've made that purchase. So these are really nice inserts. I love that the meal planner has a Monday start, and also that the boxes are blank and fairly large. You can fit a pretty good amount here. It's also great they paired it with a grocery list so you can prep and plan on the same insert. Meal plan inserts are always great to get. They save you time, especially if you're planning meals for a family. What I love the most about them is by planning ahead, it helps reduce how much you eat out, which for me saves me time and money. I'm not 100% sure if I'll end up using these yet. I do like them, but I've been using the meal prep pad they sent in the first sub box several months ago. It lives on my fridge, and it's just a little more convenient for how I plan meals and where I tend to think of what I'll end up eating. I also don't really cook, so my meal planning is mainly dinner and snacks since my factor meals are typically what I eat for lunch and breakfast is essentially coffee. But this is a super useful insert that a lot of people are going to get great use out of. The third insert this month is the medication log. There's 15 sheets front and back, so 30 pages total, and these are super straightforward inserts. Each page has 31 lines and 4 columns, one to list the date, one for time, one for medication, and one to list the dose, and then you have a dial to check off when you've taken it. So I think these inserts are intended for those who take a medication long term or those who take medicine for a specific purpose in the short term but need to follow a schedule. So maybe you just had surgery and you have post-op meds to take at certain times of the day. These would be a great way to keep track and make sure you don't miss a dose. Or maybe you have a group of meds that you take on different days of the week. This could be a great way to track when you've taken it so you don't mix the wrong meds or get the days mixed up. This could also be a great log if you're taking care of a sickly family member or an elderly grandparent or something. You can even color code it by person if there's multiple people or meds you're tracking. You can also use it for things like birth control, antibiotics, vitamins, and other similar meds. I really like these. They're super practical, and I think most people will find a use for them, if not now, then at some point in the future. I currently track any meds that I take in my wellness planner, but if you like using list formats and you have a need for a medication log, then this is definitely a great option. The last insert this month is the double list insert. There's 15 sheets front and back, so 30 pages total. And similar to the medication log, these two are super simple with a very minimal layout. You have 2 list sections per sheet with 16 lined checklists. I love getting checklist inserts in these boxes. There's so many ways to use them, which makes them one of the most versatile and flexible inserts you can have in your planner. You can use them to make to-do lists, grocery lists, wish lists. Maybe you want to use it to track your goals or specific projects. You can use it to help organize cleaning or budgeting tasks. Maybe you're planning an event or creating a gift list for work or school. The options are endless. There's so many layouts for lists, but I really love the double stacked look here. You have plenty of space to write out longer items, and it's a perfect way to group or categorize your items. So an example of this could be if you're using it as a goal or action list, you could use the top section to list out your shorter term goals and the bottom to write your long term goals. This style also lends itself well for comparing to similar categories or making running lists of things that happen at certain time frames throughout the year, like quarterly or semi-annual tasks. These are super awesome, and I can't wait to put a few of these in my main agenda. I think I'm going to end up using them to track quarterly tasks at work. There are set things that happen each cycle that have to be done, and this will let me see them in an easy to read format to make sure that I don't miss anything. The strength of these is definitely in its simplicity and is by far one of my favorite inserts that they've sent. So moving on, next we have a set of small transparent dot stickers. These are in the color Blush, which match the May colorway perfectly. There are 2 sheets with 48 dots on each, so 96 stickers total. If you subscribed to the Deluxe box last month, you'll remember the green dot stickers. These are the exact same as those, the only difference is the color. So I mentioned this last month, but dot stickers are one of the most functional accessories in the planner community. They're perfect for marking important dates, deadlines, appointments, recurring tasks, or any other event that you need to highlight. And because they're transparent, it allows you to color code your spreads without covering up the text underneath. I've been using dot stickers for years to help me organize my schedule, and unlike highlighters or dot markers, a lot of them are repositionable, so if you make a mistake or change your plans, you don't have to worry about using whiteout or covering up your mistake another way. These are a beautiful color and a great size as well, and I love that we get 2 mini sheets. They're the perfect size to fit in your planner pockets or smaller agendas. I already have my set of dot stickers I'm using for the year, so these will go in my sticker storage, but these are always great to get, especially for minimal layouts. They're a subtle and understated way to add a pop of color or style to your planning routine while still keeping things clean and simple. Definitely a favorite for sure. Next, we have a setup to buy sticky notes. There's 2 pads of 25, so 50 total. You have a line at the top to write the category and then 2 columns underneath, one to list the item with a dial to check off when you purchased it, and a smaller column to list the price. So these are nice little sticky notes, and similar to the dot stickers, they're super versatile. You can use them as a shopping list, so maybe you're buying planning accessories for a new agenda, or maybe you have a specific project you're working on and you need to keep track of purchases related to that project. You can keep this with your project folder or notebook for quick access. You can use it for gift planning or errand reminders, and they'd also work great to use as a running grocery list, which is how I plan to use them. You can stick these in your cabinet or pantry, and as things get low, you can write it here and then move it to your wallet or take a photo with your phone when it's time to go grocery shopping. I know a few people who use these for online shopping or food delivery. Since it can be really easy to overspend, you can use these to track items you plan to buy and then stick this in your budget planner or finance section where you track your budget to help you stay on track financially. There's 8 lines on each sheet, so that's not a whole lot of space, but even so, it's a perfect tool to jot down what you need to get. And because they're stickies, you can move them around, stick them where you'll see them, and then toss them once the task is done. Great sticky notes, super practical, and another great addition to the box. The last item this month are the Saxa Push scissors by Kokoyo. These are really neat pocket-sized retractable scissors that are a great option for those of us who could benefit from having a pair of scissors on the go, but don't really have the space. They're super easy to use. You just slide the dowel up to release the scissors and then retract it when you're done. These have been around for quite a long time. If you've been in the planner world for a while, you may have seen them offered by other planner shops. They're super popular, and it's not hard to see why. They're super lightweight and compact, and despite being small, they're surprisingly really sturdy. They're also a lot safer to carry around than regular scissors, which makes it great for work or school. You don't have to worry about cutting the inside of your case or poking yourself when you go to grab it. They also feel nice in your hands, and doing a quick test here, they actually cut really well. These aren't going to cut through like stacks of paper or anything, but for a quick DIY job on the go, these would be perfect. I already have a set of portable scissors that I keep in my planner pouch, so I plan on keeping this one in my car. Sometimes there'll be something I need to open, like a package or something, or maybe a tag on something I bought I need to cut off. This will be a great use for that. I did read a few places that these are TSA approved, but I would take that with a grain of salt. If you're traveling, you can certainly try to take these on the plane, but I wouldn't be shocked if they said no. If you traveled with these before, let me know in the comments, but either way, these are super slim and compact and really ideal for anyone wanting a convenient pair of portable scissors that don't take up a lot of space, look nice, and perform well. And that wraps up the May Deluxe box by 8Lotus. So I'm really pleased with this box. We got so many practical planning accessories, and they do such a good job at balancing a beautiful aesthetic with functionality. It was really hard to pick my favorite item this month. It's essentially a tie between the Spring Orchid and Bloom dashboard combo and the double list inserts. The dashboard duo is just so gorgeous, and it fits the May theme perfectly, and the inserts are super versatile, and I can use them in all of my agendas in different ways. My least favorite item is the woman contour dashboard. It's just not my style personally, but I love the idea and the art behind it, and I think a lot of people will love it. I'm also glad we didn't get a pin this month. I know some people enjoy getting to try different pens, but I'm not that person. I have my one Uniball pen that I've used for years. Once the ink runs out, I buy more, so I'm not a pen switcher at all. I do like getting other writing utensils like highlighters and dot markers, but I still have baskets of pens that will likely never get used. All in all, this was an incredible box. The color was used really nicely throughout, and it was chock full of useful items. I can't wait for next month's box to see what they have planned for us for June. And that is it, you guys. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more planning and organizational content, please hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps my channel out a lot. I do these detailed reviews each month, so you can decide if this subscription is the right one for you. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram for more planner tips and inspo, sending positive vibes your way. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day.